They wait for a moment of clarity that will tell them who they are meant to be. But identity is not discovered. It is built, and it is built daily. Not through grand decisions, but through small, repeated acts of discipline. A man is not defined by what he says he believes. He is defined by what he does consistently. Your habits are your identity in motion. Every day, whether you are aware of it or not, you are voting for the kind of man you are becoming. You cast that vote when you wake up, when you decide whether to follow structure or drift, when you choose effort or avoidance, when you keep your word or break it. Daily discipline is not about intensity. It is about alignment. Alignment between who you claim to be and how you actually live. Many men feel internally divided. They know what they should do, but they do something else. This division creates frustration, guilt, and confusion. Discipline resolves this conflict. When your actions align with your values, your identity stabilizes. You no longer feel like you are pretending. You no longer feel like you are behind. You begin to trust yourself. Self-trust is the foundation of masculine confidence, not loud confidence, not performative confidence, quiet confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you do what you say you will do. Daily discipline builds this trust slowly. Each small act matters. Waking up when you said you would. Training your body even when motivation is absent. Doing the work that needs to be done, especially when no one is watching. These actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but they accumulate, and accumulation shapes identity. A man who disciplines his mornings eventually disciplines his life. A man who controls his impulses eventually controls his direction. A man who accepts responsibility daily eventually becomes dependable, and dependable men become grounded. Grounded men are rare. They are not easily shaken by trends, opinions, or pressure. They are not constantly searching for validation. They do not drift from identity to identity. Why? Because discipline has anchored them. Daily discipline removes chaos from the mind. When you live without structure, your thoughts scatter. You overthink, you hesitate, you doubt yourself. Discipline simplifies. It reduces unnecessary decisions. It removes negotiation. It creates rhythm, and rhythm brings clarity. This is why disciplined men often appear calm, not because they lack problems, but because they lack internal disorder. Their identity is not fragile, it is reinforced daily. Many men want transformation without routine. They want confidence without consistency. They want identity without effort. But identity does not change in moments of emotion. It changes in moments of repetition. Who you become is decided in ordinary days, not on your best days, not on your worst days, on normal days, the days where nothing dramatic happens, the days where discipline feels boring, the days where progress feels invisible. Those days matter most because they form your baseline. Daily discipline also teaches a man patience. You stop chasing quick results. You stop measuring yourself by immediate outcomes. You begin to value process over applause. This shifts your self-worth. You no longer need constant external affirmation. You are affirmed by your consistency. This is powerful, because a man who does not need validation cannot be easily manipulated. He is not desperate for approval. He is not swayed by comparison. He moves at his own pace. Daily discipline builds inner authority. authority over time, authority over impulse, authority over self, and self-authority precedes leadership. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. Identity built on discipline is resilient. When hardship arrives, and it will, you do not collapse, because your identity is not based on comfort. It is based on capacity. You have trained yourself to endure, to show up, to continue. This endurance is not accidental. It is earned. Daily discipline also reveals truth. It shows you who you are right now, not who you imagine yourself to be. This honesty can be uncomfortable. Discipline removes excuses. It exposes gaps. It highlights weakness, but this exposure is necessary. You cannot strengthen what you refuse to acknowledge. Daily discipline is a mirror, and a man who is willing to look into that mirror has already begun to change. Over time, discipline reshapes desire. You stop craving distraction. You stop seeking escape. You begin to prefer structure, not because life became easier, but because chaos became unacceptable. This is maturity. When order feels better than indulgence, when progress feels better than comfort, when alignment feels better than impulse. At this point, discipline is no longer forced. It becomes identity. You are no longer trying to be disciplined. You are disciplined, not perfectly, but consistently. And consistency is enough. Identity built through daily discipline does not collapse under pressure. It adapts. It bends without breaking. It absorbs weight. This is why disciplined men can carry responsibility, because their identity is not fragile. They have proven to themselves daily that they can handle what life gives them. This proof is internal. It does not require announcement. And because it is internal, it cannot be taken away. Daily discipline is quiet work. No one may notice at first. No one may comment. No one may applaud. But one day the difference becomes visible. Not because you changed suddenly, but because you stayed consistent long enough. People will say you are different, more grounded, more composed, more solid. They may not know why, but you will. It was built daily, through discipline, through responsibility, through choosing alignment over ease. This is not about becoming rigid. It is about becoming reliable. Reliable to yourself. Reliable to your values. Reliable to your future. Because a man who cannot rely on himself cannot build anything lasting. Daily discipline is how a man earns his own respect. And self-respect is the foundation of everything else. This is the work, not dramatic, not glamorous, but real. And real work builds real men.